the final of the men's double sculls.
Very strange not to see the Olympic gold and silver medalists here. Austria silver medalists knocked out early on and in the semi-final. Peter Anthony, gold medalist last year with a new partner, Jason Day, didn't make the final. But these are the 6 who did, and it's in lane 2, Hungary, who've got away quickest.
Closest to you, it's the United States, David Gleeson and Robert Kehler, then the Hungarians in their green vests, then Norway, Rolf Thorsen and Lars Bjornes, then Yves Lamarche and Samuel Baraté for France in lane 4. In lane 5, Verdurnes and Merlin for Spain, and completing the line, Peter Uhrig and Christian Händel for Germany.
New combination from America. Big, strong scullers, but perhaps a little bit inexperienced, but done very, very well to get to the final here.
Well, experienced in terms of world-class competitions, but David Gleeson, 36 years of age and born in Norwich, but he's been a US citizen since '87. Here are the Hungarians.
Hungary too, quite inexperienced in this field, but moving very, very well together. Legs going down well together, good send at the finish.
And Hungary, these their first finalists of the championships.
France, though, and Norway are the 2 crews that won the semi-finals, and they are in the middle of the course. Norway with very experienced Rolf Thorsen and Lars Bjornes, and in the French crew, Yves Lamarche and Samuel Baraté.
And obviously that French combination's improved because in Lucerne they were only 5th.
Well, I think that again that's probably the mark of Mund, their overall coach. He's been holding them back a little bit. He likes to keep his crew sitting in the middle of the field, and this again is they're sitting there, they're looking relaxed, they're not really pushing too hard, but they are right there up with the leaders, and their boat's running very, very nicely indeed, and it looks now as if the French have just taken the lead.
Well, the Hungarians in lane 2, they're still right up there on terms as well. They the quickest through the first quarter, and here they are.
A nice finish there. They're nice sit back, nicely round the turn and away. They're moving very nicely together.
Danny Slot and Gabo Mitring.
United States slipping back all the time, but France sitting, looking comfortable, rating a couple of pips lower than the rest of the field. Norway, again, very good finishers, very good second half people there. Last year they were using wooden sculls, and but they've given up sticking to tradition. They are with the plastic meat cleavers like everybody else, and they are now in an Empacher, a German-made Empacher boat as well, as indeed everybody else is in the field.
Right on the far side, the Germans, Uhrig and Händel, they were the winners in Lucerne, but they're not winning at the moment. The Spanish, in fact, who were in lane number 5, they were second to them, but at the moment, still the Hungarians, 3:10.04, but the Norwegians beginning to show signs of closing as well now in that second quarter.
Hungary looking very cool and composed there, very mature sculling, under enormous pressure. They've got Norway there pressing them hard, and France sitting in a very good position there. Remember the French Coxless 4, how hard they finished earlier on in the regatta to win their gold medal. France looking nicely poised here as they come up to the halfway point.
And the Hungarians, who were 10th in the Olympic Games, another of many crews who've actually shown improvement in the past 12 months. But can they do in the second half what they've produced in the first?
It's Norway showing very strongly now. Here are Norway very hard on that pickup. Look how hard they catch the stroke right at the full reach.
Really accelerating through the second quarter, 1:35.73 their quarter time.
France are there in the picture, and they seem to be well up with them as well. France very smooth their movements, smooth and well together around the turn at the finish.
Coached by Charles Imbert, and this combination, as you say, it's a characteristic of the French now to favour this late burst, which they hope will prove irresistible.
but the Norwegians do too, and yet here are these fast finishing crews leading the field. Norway, very, very, very good around the turn at the finish. Thorsen, very experienced, but beginning to shorten. There's a bit of pressure there. They're rating rather more high than you would expect them to at this stage. 1,000 meters to go. Norway in front, and France just about a half a length behind them.
So the Norwegians and the French fighting out for the lead. On the far side, though, there's a good scrap between the Spanish, who seem to have regained their composure, and they're on terms with the Germans on the far side, and those are the four leaders at the moment. Coming now to the final phase of this 2,000-meter race, and 2:50 to go, Dan.
The French are moving very, very fast. They've lifted their rate. They're moving very fast. The Norwegians now under enormous pressure. They're breaking up a little bit. They're not really working quite as well together as they were. Bows, sculls not moving well at all on the left-hand side. They've lost their phasing. Not at all comfortable. And the French are putting them under tremendous... Lots of rough water flying around. And they've blown. They've lost it. The French have gone right through. In 25 strokes, the French went from half a length down to a moving length now. They're moving away the whole time, and the Norwegians are under pressure now from the far side.
And France looking good for their second gold of the afternoon. And what a scrap on the far side. Spain absolutely on terms with Germany, and it's bow to bow for those two as France take their second gold. Norway are going to get the silver, but who's going to get the bronze? Oh, that's so close.
I couldn't tell. It was just who was taking the stroke at the time they crossed the line. But a fantastic, fantastic performance from France.
Well, what a performance by these two men, Yves Lamarck and Samuel Baraté. What a brilliant race by them, and enjoying and rejoicing, and the French tails are really up. And this is the margin by which they've won their gold medal, and it's decisive, as you can see. Plenty of time to drop the blade and relax, and look at that. That's a very good victory, and Dan, it's Germany.
Yep.
It's Germany who've got the bronze ahead of Spain, very, very close, just a tenth of a second separating those two crews.